Hi, I'm Terry Stiles. Come fly with me. Oxford officials are in jail and cats are struggling. All these stories and more, the Oxford News begins right now. With more than 500 acres of park land in Oxford Township, it's an ideal place to pursue outdoor hobbies, and the Greater Detroit Soaring and Hiking Society found Seymour Lake Park to be the perfect place to fly their radio-controlled sailplanes last week. If you'd like to join them or learn more about them, visit their Facebook page at the Greater Detroit Soaring and Hiking Facebook page. Jim?
Thanks, Terry. The greenhouse is up and Seymour Lake Park, with a big thank you to the Oxford Township Parks and Rec Department, maintenance crew, and Assistant Park Superintendent Brian Durden, park workers Miles Lawrence and Shane Stresky. The crew spent a full day assembling a new greenhouse, the community garden for the Seymour Lake Park. It was all paid for by a grant from the four-county Community Foundation. The greenhouse will further do good, the work done to feed families in need, as well as supply food for senior citizens and kids cooking programs that will be all part of the Recreation Department. Terry?
If you ever wanted to throw your family or friends in jail as a joke, there's a cage nearby where you can do that for as little as $3 at the Renaissance Festival Stockade. Just ask Warden Aaron Dort, an Oxford resident who has worked the festival for nearly 20 years. Dort says the added bonus is that the jailed must dance on stage in order to go free. The festival is open on weekends from 10 to 7 p.m. through October 3rd. If you're hearing this story on any of our media platforms, contact us at OCTV and tell us where you heard the story, and we will give you up to 4 free tickets for the festival. Call us at 248-628-9658 or go to our Facebook page, Oxford Community Television Facebook, and let us know. Jim?
I just heard it, so do I get tickets? Last week, the Oxford Village Council approved the Planning Commission Master Plan Update, which is part of the mandatory 5-year review mandated by Michigan's Planning and Zoning Enabling Act. According to the village manager, Joe Medor, the plan ties together the village outlook for development and zoning, giving the community an idea of where it is headed and the guideline that they should stay on course with. Terry?
Due to the success of the Downtown Development sponsored Concerts in the Park series over the summer, a pop-up concert and artisan farmers market has been planned for Thursday, September 23rd. The event will be located at Centennial Park from 5 to 8 p.m. The concert will feature singer-guitarist Rudy Viken. Other DDA events coming up are the Scarecrow Festival and Chili Cook-Off on Sunday, October 17th from noon to 5, and on October 23rd from 5 to 10 is Witches Night Out, featuring downtown shopping and drink specials, raffles, live entertainment, and a costume contest. Jim?
One of the Wildcats' own, Karen Offer, a 2006 graduate, helped design the visitor center for the Pentagon 9/11 Memorial, officially called the 9/11 Pentagon Memorial Visitor Education Center, commissioned by the Pentagon Memorial Fund, adding to it the existing 9/11 monument. According to Offer, because of the amount of schools and visitors coming to the memorial, it came out that the people weren't as educated about what had actually taken place at the Pentagon on 9/11/2001. So the memorial is intended to educate visitors in a 3-story building featuring a museum exhibiting space, a conference center, a cafe, and a rooftop terrace, which with views of the Beltway Memorial's Offer became involved in the 2019 as a lead interior designer, and said that they want to bring a light to the uplifting educational building to the site and celebrate it for the future commemorations. Very good work there, Terry.
In July, we reported that a 7-foot Bigfoot cutout went missing from property on Valentine and Ray Roads. The statue was a family project born during the COVID lockdown and provided delight to the neighbors as neighbors began decorating it for holiday events. Someone took it from the property over the 4th of July weekend, removed it with a power drill and a driver bit. Despite an extensive search and reward offered by the family, Sasquatch was not found. So the Spencer family simply made a new Bigfoot and are looking forward to the neighborhood mascot being decorated once again by neighbors. So please be respectful of the family and fun and leave Sasquatch alone. Jim?
Just a note, last week, soon after the start of the school day, the fire alarm sounded at the high school. It was a result of a smoke coming out of an air conditioner. Students and the staff were evacuated until getting the all clear sign from the Oxford Fire Department, and the department found the building safe within hours, and the regular day began. Terry?
There's still a severe blood shortage, and the Red Cross will be hosting a blood donation event at the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation on Wednesday, October 20th, I believe, from 10 to 4 p.m. The American Red Cross is a nonprofit humanitarian organization providing emergency assistance, disaster relief, and disaster preparedness education in the United States. Go to the Parks and Rec's website and pre-register. Jim?
The Oxford Public Library will be presenting an education program on the fun of bird watching on Saturday, October 18th. Learn about the world of birds in your community and beyond from Seven Ponds Nature Center Executive Director Daryl Bernard. So registration is required, so please make sure to visit their website. Wow, this is hardly even long at all. 222-miopl-.org. Or you can contact them probably by using their phone number, which I probably would, 248-628-3034. Terry?
And finally, if you're in need of getting rid of hazardous materials, you have another chance on Saturday, September 25th from 8 to 2 p.m. at the Oakland County Service Center campus at 1200 North Telegraph Road. Pre-registration and paying applicable fees can be done by going to nohaz.eventbrite, Eventbrite. That's it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, go to OCCTV.org. Watch us at Charter Channel 191, AT&T Channel 99, or our Facebook or YouTube page, and that's at Oxford Community Television. Or you can go to Charter Township of Oxford Facebook page, or pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper. I am Terry Stiles.
And I'm Jim Hughes. Thanks for watching another edition of Oxford News This Week, where we actually bring your news closer to home. I'll be back in just a moment with sports. Dave Kenny with Science and the News and Auto Talk. This all continues on your TV, Oxford News This Week. Have a good week, Tara.
You too. Thanks.
One of our biggest problems today is that we are afraid to have others challenge our mindset, and therefore we avoid topics that could lead to challenging conversations. At a young age, we're told not to talk about anything that is remotely divisive. But without having challenging conversations, how do you know that what you're saying is your truth and not just something you were raised to believe? Having conversations is how we learn. It's important to be able to see the other sides of things in order to form an opinion and choose what's best for you. Let's say you were raised to shower with all your clothes on. You can go through life thinking that is the best way to get clean, and if you never meet anyone brave enough to talk about hygiene, then you will never know that there is a better way. There's no reason to be afraid of differences. Limiting yourself to certain topics can render yourself unable to talk to friends, co-workers, or even family. To avoid challenging conversations is the same as to keep your mind trapped in a little box. Open your box. It's an American thing. AmericanThing.org.
Welcome to Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from Automotive News. Chevrolet is expanding its Silverado lineup with a ZR2 off-road option in its latest refresh. The 2022 Silverado pickup will launch with Super Cruise availability and a revamped interior next year. The pickup, slated to go on sale in the spring, will be the first Silverado to offer ZR2. Of all Silverado sales, 60% are the off-road capable Z71 and Trail Boss packages, Chevrolet said. The Silverado ZR2 will be a worthy competitor to the Ford F-150 F-150 Raptor, Ram TRX, and Ram Rebel, said Stephanie Brindley, principal analyst at IHS Markit. But Chevrolet is likely looking for a broader appeal, she added. All 2022 Silverado trims, except for the base work truck, will include a redesigned interior with a wide horizontal instrument panel and a more functional center console available with electronic shift control on most trim levels. The revamped interior addresses criticism that Chevrolet didn't enhance the interior enough in the latest redesign, said Brindley. They've added that level of technology, but done it in a way that makes sense and fits well with the vehicle, she said. The pickup also features a 13.4-inch diagonal color touchscreen and a new 12.3-inch diagonal configurable digital instrument cluster, standard on models with a new interior. It's a more contemporary, refined design that elevates the premium nature of the interior, Alexander Scartazzini, Chevrolet truck lead interior designer, said in a statement. It's a more driver-oriented space that's connected to our performance heritage with a hint of Corvette influence in its design DNA. The Silverado will also have Google Assistant, Google Maps, and Google Play built in, accessible from the infotainment screen. The Google programs work with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The pickup features a wider front fascia, a new grille design, and lower headlamps, and an animated walk-up and walk-away lighting functions. 3 new colors, dark ash, sand dune, and glacier blue metallic, are also available. The Silverado will be the first Chevrolet pickup with Super Cruise driver assist option. The GMC Sierra pickup will also have Super Cruise availability. Super Cruise will be available on High Country, the Silverado's highest trim level. The hands-free technology can be used on more than 200,000 miles of compatible roads in the U.S. and Canada. The technology can also be used when trailering with the Silverado. Lane change and on demand, that is, and automatic lane change are available when the Silverado is not trailering. The Silverado will also have an enhanced 2.7-liter turbo high-output engine that has 20% more torque than the current engine and can tow 9,600 pounds in two-wheel drive. Silverado pickups powered by the 3-liter Duramax turbo diesel engine will have a maximum tow rating of 13,300 pounds in two-wheel drive. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and we'll be right back.
Come on, move. Of course, there aren't any spots. A few minutes won't hurt anybody. Thanks, Grandma.
Paralyzed Veterans of America works tirelessly every day to create a more accessible America. Let's leave the accessible spaces to the people who actually need them. Whatever the reason, excuses don't excuse. Join PVA and be part of the solution. Honor the spot.
Back with you on Oxford News This Week Sports. We'd like to pay recognition to a gentleman who actually has given a lot to the community. Steve Zurbrick held the mic for the Wildcat Country for the past 26 years. He's been the public address announcer at the Oxford football game. You've heard him if you've been to a game. In 1994, he took over for Dave Gemmel, who was the announcer at that time and stat keeper for many years. Joining Zurbrick in the press box were his scorekeeper, Don Masco, and Ron Etherton, who was actually the spotter. Starting this year, we have a brand new announcer in the booth, our former announcer for our football games, J.R. Laffner, who formerly again announced for 15 years as a volunteer at OCTV. J.R. thought he would try something brand new. We wish him luck, and we also wish Steve a good luck in his future endeavors. Always a tough act to follow. Steve Zurbrick, a salute to you. The Oxford varsity football team season, well, they're running into a little bit of a struggle. 13-34 loss against Romeo. That was opening day with the Bulldogs, dropping another one to Rochester Adams. The score there was 24-10. And then another loss came this past week from West Bloomfield. The score there a little bit closer, 31-41. Again, Oxford now 0-3 in the league. The Mighty Dragons are up next week. They are playing in Lake Orion, proving to be a very tough schedule for the Oxford Wildcats. That wraps it in Oxford sports. I want to thank Steve. I want to thank everybody in the back. I want to thank, of course, all the people that go out and film the sports. Coming up, more on Oxford News this week. I'm Jim Hughes.
There's a hidden problem going on right now in our community. This past year has created tremendous financial stress on families. Many are having to make sacrifices they've never had to face before. Some are even going hungry. But there's also something amazing going on behind the scenes. Samaritan House, the Manna Food Pantry, Capex Kitchen, the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry, just to name a few. All of these organizations are powered by an army of volunteers, people who give of their time and their money and other resources so that their neighbors, our area families, don't go hungry. And Four County Community Foundation has been there, behind the scenes, granting these organizations money for equipment and supplies to make this happen for many years. But we realize there's more need than ever before. So today, we're announcing a new fund, Feeding Families Forever. This fund is designed to create an everlasting endowment so that organizations in our community have the resources they need to keep doing their incredible work. One hungry mouth, one meal at a time. Now we're asking for your help. If you're ready to step up and help support us and see that no one ever goes hungry in our area, just follow the link provided and let's feed families forever.
For food security.
For our community,
For County.
Four County Community Foundation. For us, for our community, Four County.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. People with intellectually stimulating jobs are slightly less likely to develop dementia when they are older, and we may have some new clues about how a person's lifestyle physically protects their brain. The finding adds support to the idea that people with more active intellectual lives are somehow buffered against dementia through a cognitive reserve, but it is unclear if we can reduce dementia risk by changing our lifestyles. The idea of cognitive reserve stems from findings that people are less likely to develop dementia if they score higher on IQ tests in childhood or if they have intellectual lives as they age. It has led to advice that people should try to maintain their brain health as they get older through mentally taxing hobbies such as crossword puzzles or brain training games, but there is little supporting evidence from randomized trials. Mika Kivimaki at the University College in London and his colleagues wondered if any effect would be clearer when taking into consideration mental stimulation from people's jobs, because we tend to spend more time at work than on hobbies. His team analyzed existing results from 7 studies done in the UK and other countries that looked at over 100,000 people, recording their occupation and whether they developed dementia over the following 17 years on average. People in mentally stimulating professions had a lower risk of dementia than those with other jobs, although the difference was small. It would translate to dementia being diagnosed 1.7 years later if they had a mentally taxing job for people around the age of 80, or 2.5 fewer diagnosed cases per 10,000 person years, a measure that combines the number of people with how many years they were tracked. The group also looked at levels of nearly 5,000 biochemicals in people's blood, which had been measured in 2 studies. Both mentally demanding jobs and lower dementia risk were linked with lower levels of 3 potentially harmful compounds. Previous research in animals and cells grown in the lab suggests these compounds either block formation of new synapses, that's the connection between cells, or brain cell outgrowths called axons. This could explain how mental activity protects against dementia, if indeed it does, says Kivamaki. The proteins could be targeted by drugs to reduce dementia risk, he says. However, we need more information about causality. Do the proteins really affect the brain, or are they only markers of other factors that affect the brain? Well, the search goes on. And that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.